I would like to welcome you to Saga City. Today, I will be providing some information that might be very useful to you and your new life here in Saga City. First, let me introduce you to one of the best tools where you can find all sorts of information about your new residence. That's the Saga City website. You can find lots of useful information on Saga City's website. That is www.city.saga.lg.jp. As you can see the link here. There you can find all sorts of useful information, and you can even find the city's monthly newsletter in simple Japanese for those residents who might already have a basic understanding of the language. Okay, now I would like to explain a little bit about the process of registering your new address at Saga City Hall. There is quite a bit of paperwork that you must do whenever you move within Japan or when you move from abroad to Japan, and also when you move back home or back to another country when you move into another country and you have to leave Japan. So I'll explain a little bit about this process. Please make sure that you always register your address at City Hall when you're moving into Saga City from another city in Japan. Also, when you're moving from outside Saga City to an address within Saga City. And finally, make sure that you also go and notify your City Hall whenever you're moving from Saga City to another country as well. And make sure that whenever you go do any paperwork at City Hall, you always bring your residency card. This is a very important document that you must make sure to carry with you at all times. If you lose your residence card, make sure to go to the nearest Immigration Services office to get a new one within 14 days. There are many Immigration Services offices around the country. Here in Saga, we have one in the city. Here in Saga, we also have an immigration center where you can go and request a new residence card. Here's the address. Okay, now I would like to talk a little bit about medical insurance. All residents of Japan must have medical insurance. When going to the hospital, always carry your insurance card with you. If you show this card, the amount you pay will be significantly lower, about 30%. And there are mainly two types of insurance: work-sponsored health insurance and national health insurance. You might also come across employer-based health insurance. In the case that you're working, employer-based health insurance is sponsored by your employer. Please confirm with your place of employment whether you're able to enroll in this insurance, since not all places of work might be offering it. If you're eligible, you'll receive a health insurance card from your employer that will look like this. Health insurance related fees will be taken out of your paycheck every month. However, this card, whenever you use it, you'll be able to receive healthcare services for a reduced price. National health insurance. Whenever a resident of Japan is not eligible to enter their company's healthcare plan, this also includes students, then that means that this resident will be eligible for Japan's national health insurance. You'll receive your national health insurance card from City Hall. This is what it will look like. You will be responsible for your health insurance taxes. The amount you will be taxed will depend on your earnings from the previous year. This means that for certain groups, they might have lower taxes. For example, for students who are not working, then they will get a different amount of taxes each year compared to those who might be working full-time. Now let's talk about pension. All residents in Japan from 20 to 60 years old pay into the pension system. A pension booklet will be issued to you. until March 31st of 2022. However, booklets will no longer be issued after that date. The reason for that is because Japan is moving into a different system with the My Number card, which we will talk about a little later. Those who have contributed to the pension system for more than 10 years become eligible to receive a pension once they turn 65 years old. Let's continue. Your national pension. It differs depending on which country you come from. So let me just explain a little bit about what a national pension is, a worker's pension, and also what a withdrawal payment or lump sum withdrawal payment is. So national pension is the pension system here in Japan that anyone can join. Workers' pension is a pension system that workers can join. And a lump sum withdrawal payment is a payment that you might be eligible for whenever you decide to return to your country or you decide to leave the country. Those who have worked in Japan and have received compensation for their work pay this tax on January 1st. The city resident tax amount is decided depending on the amount of money that was earned between January 1st and December 31st of the previous year. However, if you decide to leave Japan, you must pay this tax or notify City Hall of a representative who will pay the tax after you leave. Let's talk about something that's very important, garbage disposal. Make sure you properly separate your garbage and make sure that you also take it outside when it is specified on the specified date and time by looking at the garbage truck schedule that is provided to all citizens. You can look that up as well online by using one of the QR codes or the links that will be in the description. Let's talk some more about garbage disposal. Make sure that you always check where, how, and when to dispose of trash. Now, depending on which country you come from, you might be used to certain recycling methods. Now, depending where you come from, you might be used to different methods of recycling in your country. In my case, in the United States, in California, we do recycling. However, we do not separate certain types of trash that in Japan we do separate. So make sure that you take a look at the booklet with all the information. Here is a QR code for the booklet, and you can also find a link to the booklet in the description of this video. Make sure that you confirm your city's garbage truck schedule. The day for certain garbage types gets decided depending on which area of the city you live in. So be careful, because this means that maybe someone that lives in the same city as you, let's say your friend lives maybe in the same city, but they live in a different neighborhood, then they might have a different garbage truck schedule from yours. So always keep a lookout, always keep an eye out for that. The day for certain garbage types. Also, make sure that you confirm where you should put the trash. This will vary depending on where you live. Certain buildings have a place to put out the trash right in front of the building, and others, such as my own building, has a trash disposal area in the back of the building. So make sure that you always check in with your landlord or your housing agency so that you know where to throw away your trash. Make sure you also take out the trash by the specified time. In Saga, that time is 8:30 a.m. So in the mornings, make sure that you throw away the trash by 8:30 a.m. Finally, remember, burnable trash collection occurs twice a week, whereas other types of trash are collected twice a month. So make sure that you are always looking at the schedule and that you put out the right type of trash as to not cause an inconvenience to the garbage truck staff. Let's talk about bicycling around the city. Saga City is a very bicycle-friendly city. and I personally really enjoy riding my bicycle around town. Just like when driving a car, there are transit rules for bicycles that you must adhere to. Now, it depends on. Now, remember that a police officer might stop you if you're not following traffic rules. Some of these traffic rules can be not using an umbrella while you're riding your bicycle, or not using your cell phone while riding your bicycle. So if you're caught or if you're seen by a police officer, there's a chance they might stop you, and it might be problematic for you, and it might make you late to wherever you're going as well. All right, let's talk about public transportation in Saga City. Saga City has a great bus system, so buses are a very good way to get around the city. Check out a map of Saga City's bus routes by using the QR code here, one of the links below, or let's take a look at it right now. As you can see, bus fare can be paid in cash or with an IC card. Do you have an IC card? This is what it looks like. Make sure that you also check out Saga City's Transportation Bureau site. It has lots of useful information for when you're getting around on bicycle or any other types of transportation. Let's talk about potential hazards. As you're living in Saga City, let's take a look at this map where we can see where the dangerous areas in the city are whenever typhoons, heavy rains, or earthquakes occur. And with this map, we can also take a look at evacuation centers. So let's look at some of the nearest evacuation centers to us. In my case, I'm currently in City Hall. So as you can see, there are multiple spots near City Hall that can be used as evacuation centers. Memorize where the nearest evacuation center is so that you can be ready in case of any emergency. Let's talk a little bit more about evacuation centers. As you can see in this map, there's many of them. So make sure you memorize where the nearest one to you is. Take a look at the places you can evacuate to in case of any nearby natural disasters. You may evacuate to one of these centers near you at no cost. And during an emergency, many people go to evacuation centers. So make sure that you have a package of potential things that you might need in case of an emergency. So if you're going to one of these centers, make sure to bring food and other essential items as well. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to City Hall and we'll be able to guide you further. Now let me introduce you to the Saga City International Association. These folks, they work with me in the same office, and they're always creating and planning awesome events for foreign residents to attend to and interact with Japanese and residents that have lived here in Saga for a long time. So if you would like to meet new people, would like to know more about the local culture, and would like to meet and would like to make friends and just have fun, feel free to reach one of these events. They offer many useful events, or they offer many useful resources as well, such as basic Japanese level courses for those foreign residents that might have just come to Japan and are not feeling very comfortable with their Japanese language level. They also offer assistance for foreign residents with children, and they have lots of cultural events, sports, and cooking events. And as you can see here, and you can check out this QR code or one of the links in the description too, in order to look at the schedule of events that they have planned out, and also the Japanese classes that they're offering. Feel free to reach out to sagakokusai@yahoo.co.jp in case you have any questions or comments. Well, that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope some of the information that we have shared with you today will be useful to you as you live in Saga City. Have a good one. Bye.